my test out turn. I go first. I'm going to walk in and say, hi, my name is Adam Rosmanowski. This is day 1 of fundamentals. I'm going to teach you to clean. So I'm going to teach you right away what it looks like. So I've got 25% of my body weight. I'll just go up to the bar and down. I'll start with, we're going to teach it from top bottom. So again, we're going to teach it the finished part of the movement all the way to the beginning. Just, it's a little bit easier to learn that way. I always think of it like a race. If I teach you where the finish line is, it's easier to run to that finish line. So I'm going to teach you the hardest portion of the movement first, which is the front squat. But before we do that, I'm going to show you some pre-movement warm-ups. We have 4 of them for the front squat. The first 3, are going to be upper body. The first one's going to be around the worlds. So it's going to be bars resting on my waistband. Hands are out straight. One arm's going to come up straight by my head. The other arm stays down, like I'm putting on a jacket, then taking it off. And I'll probably do 1 or 2 each way. From there, I'm going to do shoulder dislocates. Again, same grip with the bar's in the waistband. Bar goes from belly button to back and back. So the same thing, I'll do the group do 1 or 2 of these, and my partner does 1 or 2. The last upper body movement is an over-under lat stretch. I'll take the bar at the bottom of the PVC pipe, swing it around, not hitting anybody, put it behind my shoulder, and all I'm going to do is take the bottom of the bar and raise it up. My goal is to keep my elbow straight so it doesn't flare out to the side or flare in, so it stays nice and straight with my body. Do that with both arms. And then last is yogi squat. So yogi squat is just going to be, again, heels at shoulder width. I squat straight down. Elbows are going to push into my knees. The toes are slightly pointed out. I'm just going to try to get it straight and tall as I can. From there, the first move we're going to teach, like I said, is a front squat. And to find out where the bar goes on what we call a shelf, or our shoulders and clavicle, is we're going to do a zombie squat. So I'm going to take the bar and kind of place it right by my neck, so almost like I'm putting on a bow tie. I'm going to take both hands and go straight out. Just out of the bow tie thing right now. So anyways, the bar should be resting on my shoulders and clavicle with my arms out straight. My goal is to keep my humerus, or this upper part of my arm, as parallel with the ground as much as I can. So as I squat down, keep that parallel with the ground as much as I can. So from there, I'm going to go front squat. So front squat, I'm going to take my grip, and my hands are going to be just outside shoulder width. That way when I rest the bar on my shoulder, my fingertips relaxed. The bar will be kind of sitting in that same pocket as the zombie squat without my hand resting on my shoulder. So again, my goal is going to be my elbow or my humerus stays parallel with the ground. My eyes are going to stay at my focal point. That's my either the wall or the ceiling where they meet, or kind of a clock or an exit sign, things like that. Again, my feet are in that yogi squat, so my heels are at shoulder width, toes slightly externally rotated. And always when I squat, my chest is going to stay elevated. So when I squat down, I'm making sure my chest doesn't bow down. My back stays nice and straight and tall. Nice squat. Do a couple of those. So from there, we're gonna go on to the clean. I'm just gonna break it down again from top to bottom. So the first thing I'm gonna do is show triple extension, or finishing the pull. My grip is gonna stay that same, just outside shoulder width. I can use what we call hook grip for this. So I'm gonna go thumb down and then 2 fingers over the top. My goal is to have 2 fingers on. If it's 1, it's okay, but 2 is kind of ideal for us. It'll help relax our arms, so we're not pulling so much with our arms, which we'll get into why that's a problem later on. So again, my stance now changes from my squat to what we call a power stance. Power stance is going to be heels at hip width with toes still pointed out a little bit. For the first thing we're going to do is finishing the pull of this triple joint extension where my ankle, knee, and hip all extend to create power in this bar. My goal is to keep that bar nice and close to my body and almost kind of brush my hips. Not so much make contact with my hips, but just kind of brush up them. So again, I'll go a couple of those. Same thing, I'll go down to what we call second pull. Second pull is mid-thigh. From there, I'm going to slowly go back up and finish the pull. I'll do maybe 2 of those. And then next, I'm going to go receiving the bar, and I'm going to go into a full front squat to receive this bar. So go through triple extension, explode up, and catch this bar. And again, my goal is to catch this bar onto the shelf, which is PVC, but it's just a little harder for me to get those elbows up and the bar on the shoulders. Last thing I'm going to teach, or last phase of this, is going to be first pull. First pull is mid-shin. Again, I'm going to go slower, controlled past the mid-shin, making sure the bar gets close to my thighs. Bring it up, and into that full squat. So things I'm watching for during this is a fishhook bar pass. So the bar should roll right up, my legs straight up, and as my wrists turn over, it creates that little hook on top, creating that fishhook bar path. So this allows us not to have that bar either having too much hip contact and then coming out, kind of what I call mooning the bar moons out. Also going too quick in the bottom, the bar floats away and then also creates that big moon and comes back in. The other flaws I might see is too much arms. Again, that's why we're using that hip grip so we can relax our arms. But sometimes we might see the people pull with their arms and slows down the bar. It also brings the bar a little bit further away from them. The last thing I'm going to watch for is our feet jumping forward. So as we come up, maybe too much hip contact creates us to swing those legs forward and have to jump forward to get that bar. So to break that down, some of the auxiliaries I'll use to help fix those movements are power cleans, which is starting at first pull, going all the way through triple extension, and catching in the power position or above 90 degrees of my knee. The second one is going to be a hang clean. The bar sitting at second pull or hanging. I'm going to go through triple extension and catching that full squat. And then lastly is a clean pull. Again, bar starts at first pull, goes through triple extension, and that is it. So those are your auxiliaries.